Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, yesterday was a long freaking day, so I'm running late. And as you notice, as you can probably see up in the corner, I'm using StreamYard because Restream was being stupid. So I'm back to StreamYard, so there's no interactive chat, and you get to see a big me for a little bit. All right, so thank you two for showing up. Good morning. How you doing? As the title said, this is just going to be a random Tuesday morning because yesterday, Sunday, I went and visited friends. So I took a road trip, and it was up to the northeast part of the state. So I was tired from that because I'm an old man. And then yesterday I was with my buddy all day at medical appointments, and that is an ordeal unto itself. And it takes him a long time to recover from his trips to Little Rock. It doesn't take me quite as long as it does him, but sometimes it's just really exhausting. So I didn't really want to put the thought into doing a show or putting one together. And I was like, hey, I don't have to because we've got all kinds of cool tunes. If they'll just what? Oh, not custom files, all files. All right, this is really ticking me off here. So we're just going to play this one. Good morning, everybody. Invalid file type? What? Video file. Okay. See if it works.
The sun came up on the left, out of the sea came he. And he shone bright, and on the right went down into the sea. Higher and higher every day, till over the mast at noon. The wedding guest here beat his breast, for he heard the loud bassoon. The bride hath paced into the hall, red as a rose is she, nodding their heads before her goes the merry minstrelsy. The wedding guest he beats his breast, yet he cannot choose but hear. And thus spake on that ancient man, the bright-eyed mariner. And now the storm blast came, and he was tyrannous and strong.
Oh.
He struck with his oar, taking wings, and chased us south along. The bride hath paced into the hall, red as a rose is she, nodding their heads before her goes the merry minstrelsy. The wedding guest he beats his breast, yet he cannot choose but hear. And thus spake on that ancient man, the bright-eyed mariner. The storm blast came, and he was tyrannous and strong. He struck with his oar, taking wings, and chased us south along. The bride hath paced into the hall, red as a rose is she, no new, nodding their heads minstrelsy, the merry minstrelsy. The wedding guest, he beats his breast, yet he cannot choose but hear. And thus spake on that ancient man, the bright-eyed mariner. The bright-eyed mariner. The bright-eyed mariner. The bright-eyed mariner. The bright-eyed mariner.
Well, let's try this one then. Okay. Oh, right here. Oh, no.
Sloping masts and dipping prow,
You're
as
getting
who
them off.
pursue with yell and blow, still treads the shadow of his foe, and forward bends his head. The ship drove fast, loud roared the blast, and southward we fled. And now there came both mist and snow, and it grew wondrous cold, and ice mast high came floating by, as green as emerald. And through the drifts, the snowy cliffs did send a dismal sheen. No shapes of men nor beasts we ken, the ice was all between. The ice was here, the ice was there, the ice was all around. It cracked and growled and roared and howled like noises in a swound. At length it crossed an albatross, through the fog it came, as if it had been a Christian soul. We hailed it in God's name. The ice was here, the ice was fair, the ice was all around. It cracked and growled and roared and howled like noises in a swound. At length it crossed an albatross, through the fog it came, as if it had been a Christian soul. We hailed it in God's name. The ice was here, the ice was there, the ice was all around. It cracked and growled and roared and howled like noises in a swound. At length it crossed an albatross, through the fog it came, as if it had been a Christian soul. We hailed it in God's name. We hailed it in God's name. At length it crossed an albatross, through the fog it came, as if it had been a Christian soul. We hailed it in God's name. O'er sloping masts and dipping prow, as who pursued with yell and blow, still treads the shadow of his foe, and forward bends his head. The ship drove fast, loud roared the blast, and southward we fled.
Oh boy. Oh, all right, I'm back. I had to go get a dog. All right, so yeah, not too professional this morning, so I'm just gonna go with it. Oh, no, one thing. Like I said. Oh, so who we got here? Okay, hey Tiff. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? Yeah, I was having problems with Restream this morning. I don't know. It couldn't connect and it was doing all kinds of weird shit. So I was like, screw it. I'll just do StreamYard. Yes, just having fun this morning. All right, here. Let's do one more from that. Here.
Round and round it flew. The ice did split with the thunder fit. The helmsman steered us through. And the good south wind spun up behind. The albatross did follow. And every day for food or play came to the mariner's hollow. In mist or cloud, on mast or shroud, it perched for vespers 9. Whilst all the night, through fog smoke white, glimmered the white moonshine. God save thee, ancient mariner, from the fiends that plague thee thus. Why look'st thou so? With my crossbow I shot the albatross.
Oh, don't you just love it? Oh, I forgot to say hi to you, T. Hi, T. Okay, Jojo. Okay, cool. I just wanted to, what was it up here? Hope you had fun. Did I ever told y'all that? This is here it all. Hey Miriam, how's it going? Yes, we're just doing random tracks this morning. No rhyme, no reason, because we can't. Because I got hours and hours and hours. We have hours and hours and hours of music to play for people like this one.
Bake the day she suddenly dropped dead. We chew it slowly, that last apple pie. Shocked into sleeplessness, you're scared of bed. We never could talk much, and now don't try. You're like bookends, the pair of you, she'd say. Hog that great, say nothing, sit, sleep, stare. The scholar me, you worn out on poor pay. Only our silence made us seem a pair. Not as good for staring in blue gas. Too regular each, but each yellow spike. At night you need my company to pass, and she not here to tell us we're alike. into smithereens. Back in our silences and sullen looks, for all the scotch we drink, what's still betweens? Not the 30 or so years, but books, books, books. You're like bookends, the pair of you, she'd say. Hog that grate, say nothing, sit, sleep, stare. The scholar me, you worn out on poor pay. Only our silence made us seem a pair. The scholar me, you worn out on poor pay. Only our silence made us seem a pair. Not as good for staring in blue gas. Too regular, each bud, each yellow spike. At night you need my company to pass, and she not here to tell us we're alike. Your life's all shattered into smithereens. Back in our silences and sullen looks, for all the scotch we drink, what's still betweens? Not the 30 or so years, but books, books, books.
That's a pretty good one. But we're not done yet. Not by a long shot. That's all I got to do. Where's that? Oh, yeah. I got just a random one here. Let's see here. Ooh, we hadn't heard this one in a while. Mr. Pope by Alan Tate.
When Alexander Pope strolled in the city, strict was the glint of pearl and old sedans. Ladies leaned out more out of fear than pity, for Pope's tight back was rather a goat's than man's. Often one thinks the urn should have more bones than skeletons provide for speedy dust. The urn gets hollow, cobwebs brittle as stones, weave to the funeral shell a frivolous rust. And he who dribbled couplets like a snake, coiled to a lithe precision in the sun, is missing the jar, is empty, you may break it, only to find that Mr. Pope is gone. What requisitions of a verity prompted the wit and rage between his teeth? One cannot say around a crooked tree a moral climbs whose name should be of wreath. but requisitions of a verity prompted the wit and rage between his teeth. One cannot say around a crooked tree a moral climbs whose name should be a wreath.
Yes, yes. And all I gotta do is this again. Let's see here. Video file. I ain't even playing it here. Ooh, and Alfred Lord Jensen. We love him here. The Higher Pantheism. Soul, and let us rejoice. For if he thunder by law, the thunder is yet his voice. The Lord is God, say some. No God at all, says the fool. For all we have power to see is a straight stop bent in a All right, let's see here. Hey, Irish. I heard from a somebody. If I can get to the right thing here. Oh yeah, I got I got me a little light show machine. I'm gonna start playing parties. Oh, maybe. But yeah, it was fun. It still got a lot to figure out the bumps on that, and um, I don't know if she was throwing you under the bush or not. Oh, here it is. Is there a story behind it? I don't know. Oh, it's too early in the morning. Okay. Meh. That didn't hit as well as I thought it was going to. So we're just going to play. Ooh, what are we going to play? Ooh. Here. Let's play this one.
This spring, as it comes, bursts up in bonfires green, wild puffing of emerald trees and flame-filled bushes, thorn blossom lifting in wreaths of smoke between, where the wood fumes up and the watery flickering rushes. I am amazed at this spring, this conflagration of green fires lit on the soil of the earth, this blaze of growing and sparks that puff in wild gyration, faces of people streaming across my gaze. And I, what fountain of fire am I among this leaping combustion of spring? My spirit is tossed about like a shadow buffet in the throng of flames, a shadow that's gone astray and is lost. And I, what fountain of fire am I among this leaping combustion of spring? My spirit is tossed about like a shadow buffeted in the throng of flames, a shadow that's gone astray and is lost.
I like that one. Kind of reminds me of a mix of Tool, Chevelle, and those guys, you know. More Chevelle than Tool. So what do we have here? Let's go to this file here. Oh, that one. Oh, here's a Sappho one for you, Howes. A different one.
Some say thronging cavalry, some say foot soldiers, others call a fleet the most beautiful of sights the dark earth offers. But I say it's whatever you love best, and it's easy to make this understood by everyone, for she who surpassed all humankind in beauty, Helen abandoning her husband, that best of men. When sailing off to the shores of Troy, and never spent a thought on her child or loving parents. When the goddess seduced her wits and left her to wander, she forgot them all. She could not remember anything but longing and lightly straying. A sign lost her way, but that reminds me now, and after all, she's not here, and I'd rather see her lovely step, her sparkling glance, and her face than gaze on all the troops in Lillaia, in their chariots and glittering armor.
Question: are y'all having audio issues? It's sounding a little bit like it's trying to skip a little bit. I don't know. I think I need to take my computer in and get it looked at. I don't know. It ain't one thing, it's another, ain't it? In this case, another song. And what will that song be? Well, as soon as I get off my butt and figure it out, we'll both know. Oh, how about this one? This is always a good one. Banish air from air.
Banish air from air, divide light if you dare. They'll meet. Wild cubes in a drop, or pellets of shape. Fit films cannot annul, odors return whole, force flame, and with a blonde push over your impotence, flit steam. air from air, divide light if you dare. They'll meet. Wild cubes in a drop or pellets of shape. Fit films cannot annul. Orders return, whole force flame. And with a blonde push over your impotence, split steam. And with a blonde push over your impotence, split steam. They'll meet wild cubes in a drop or pellets of shape. Fit films cannot annul. Orders return, whole force flame. And with a blonde push over your impotence, split steam. Split
Yeah. I'm telling you, if Emily Dickinson, I'll maintain this. If she hadn't have been a subjected by her, if she hadn't have been a subject of her class, born in a different time period, even, 50s to the, she'd have been a fucking party animal. Yes, it ain't no telling what she'd have done in today's world. Her talent. But we have more than that. Ooh, this is always a good one. The marathon runner. This is one of those that gets you in the feels, and it also cuts us off like the ex-girlfriend because it's cool. Well, with me, I'm not much of a Scott. That's an understatement. You know me, when it comes to Scotch, with me, the more expensive, the more expensive it is, the better I like it. With a good cigar, and since I don't smoke anymore or use nicotine, then yeah. Oh, and I also wanted to address this. I remember Cricket Cinema saying that he wished that we had more of Sappho stuff, and I'm right there with you. And of course, we're saying hi to our ever wise and wonderful Sophia. And since Sophia showed up, guess what? Yeah, I know what song I'm going to play next. I just gotta not be a dumbass and oh, but this is me we're talking about here. Haha. Here it is. Ah, here you go, Sophia.
As a twig trembles which a bird lights on to sing, then leaves unbent, so is my memory thrilled and stirred. I only know she came and went, as clasped some lake by gusts unriven, the blue dome's measureless content. So my soul held that moment's heaven. I only know she came and went, as at one bound our swift spring heats, the orchards full of bloom and scent. So clove her May my wintry sleeps. I only know she came and went. angel stood and met my gaze through the low doorway of my tent. The tent is struck, the vision stays. I only know she came and went. Has anyone found our swift spring heaps, the orchards full of bloom and scent? So clothe her name, my wintry sleeps. I only know she came and went. Oh, when the room grows slowly dim and life's last toil is nearly spent, one gush of light these eyes will brim, only to think she came and went. Oh, when the room grows slowly dim and life's last toil is nearly spent, one gush of light these eyes will brim, only to think she came and went. Only to think she came and went. As everyone found our swift spring heaps, the orchards full of bloom and scent. So clothe her name, my wintry sleeps. I only know she came and went. Only to think she came and went.
You, wild hair. This is my shock face. Sylvia Plath was a sad character. So lovely, so talented. Don't have too much fun at work, man. Look, yeah, definitely see you in the chats later, dude. Hey, and we'll do that open mic this weekend. Yeah, we'll do an open mic this weekend. Why not? T, if you're still in the chats, let me know what time is good for you on Saturday or Sunday. And we'll figure it out. I was wanting to address this one. That's awesome, but everybody knows about Madame Curie. She's the one, and no one knows who the hell in the public opinion, the people who know science, no one knows who her husband was. I don't know his name. She won where it counts, where you're remembered. It's nice to get recognized. But it also reminds me of a scene in Big Bang Theory. I love Big Bang Theory. I've watched it, especially the mid run of it from season 3 to 9. I've watched multiple times, and I remember Sheldon talking about Madame Curie and how he had such respect for her because she had a penis made of science. Yeah, it makes no sense, I'm of the type of guy. Y'all know I don't give a shit what you have between your legs, because you know what? We all sit to squat. We all squat to crap, anyways. The only difference between dudes and chicks is we get to stand to pee. Here's some Minervicini.
Mamie Virtue reach out of scorn, grew lean while he assailed the seasons. He wept that he was ever born, and he had reasons. May never love the days of old, when swords were bright and steeds were prancing. The vision of a warrior bold would set him dancing. May never sighed for what was not, and dreamed and rested from his labors. He dreamed of Thebes and Camelot, and Priam's neighbors. May never mourn the right renown, that made so many a name so fragrant. He mourned romance now on the town, and art of vagrant. May never love the Medici, albeit he had never seen one. He would have sinned incessantly, could he have been one. May never curse the commonplace, and eyed a khaki suit with loathing. He missed the medieval grace of iron clothing. May never scorn the gold he sought, but sore annoyed was he without it. May never thought and thought and thought and thought about it. May never cheat or too late, scratched his head and kept on thinking. May never coughed and called it fate, and kept on drinking. May never loved the Medici, albeit he had never seen one. He would have sinned incessantly, could he have been one. May never mourn the right renown, that made so many a name so fragrant. He mourned romance now on the town, and art of vagrant. May never mourn romance now on the town, and art of vagrant. May never would the man curse, may never curse the commonplace, and eyed a khaki suit with loathing. He missed the medieval grace of iron clothing.
I think I'm gonna redo that one in blues style. Hey, dude, nice of you to join us. Postmortem Peace Prize. Mm-hmm. Yes, most of the time, in polite company. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this street. You know, I'm all for history. And what they want to do, what the good people want to do, not what the cult wants to do with that street, is it should be a no freaking brainer. No brainer at all, you know, because we need to remember that past. We do not need to celebrate a cult leader who didn't want to pay his taxes. You can read into that several things, both in the past and shit's going on today. Oh. That's good. Hey, if that gets the ball rolling, then great. If these people who don't like Scientology learn about their past because of this, even better. Yeah. They don't do call-ins to their meetings, do they? We can get the call-in crew going. You got to see these ladies in action. This one here especially. Oh, Yeah, sick. We could sick Miriam on them, sick Mona on them. Yeah, we just got to get the word out there, and that's what we're doing. I'm glad. Everybody around here, most of the people around here and my friends know about my anti-Scientology activities and stuff, and they go, that's just Brian. But you know what we're also going to do? Let's get some dancing going, Oh, here, little country tune, My Fiddle.
My fiddle, well, I can keep her handy, don't you know? Though I ain't so much inclined to trump the strings and switch the bow as I was before the timber of my elbows got so dry, and my fingers was more limber, like in caperish and spry. Yet I can plonk and plunk and plink and tune her up and play, and just lean back and laugh and wink at every rainy day. My playing's only middlin' tunes I picked up when a boy. The kendo sort of fiddlin' that the folks calls corduroy. The old fat gal and rye straw and my sailors on the sea is the old cowtillions I saw when the chice is left to me. And so I plunk and plonk and plink and rose 'em up my bow and play the tunes that makes you think the devil's in your toe. I was a loose, a romancing, do-less boy, to tell the truth, a fiddling and a dancing and a wasting of my youth, and acting and a cutting up all sorts of silly pranks that wasn't worth a button of anybody's thanks. But they tell me when I just plink and plonk and plunk and play, my music seemed to have the kinko driving cares away. That's how this here old fiddle's won my heart's enduring love. From the strings across her middle to the screeching keys above, from her apron over bridge and to the ribbon round her throat, she's a wooing, cooing pigeon singing love me every note. And so I pat her neck and plink her strings with loving hands, and listening close I sometimes think she kinda understands.
Yeah, yeah, it's like here in the South. They're the only, and we don't count Florida as the South most of the time. Yeah, because the further south in Florida, what's the saying? The further south in Florida you go, the further north you are, and the further north, the further south you go. But that's really cool, and it makes sense. Well, considering, look at the movement, it's a vast majority of the double X chromosome variety type, it's the ladies that got to get shit done, the ladies motivates us guys to do stuff. Yeah, well, these days it's not that simple, Stuff, for God's sakes. Our attorney general is in their back pocket. It does affect us. But remember, we're just fleeting people. We're fleeting little specks of dust in the history book of time until entropies cold, cruel hands ends it all anyways. So here we go with an autograph. Jamie Blunt.
O'er the wet sands an insect crept, ages ere man on earth was known, and patient time while nature slept, the slender tracing turned to stone. 'Twas the first autograph and ours. Prithee, how much of prose or song, in league with the creative powers, shall scape oblivion's broom so long? Was the first autograph and ours. Prithee, how much of prose or song, in league with the creative powers, shall scape oblivion's broom so long? Was the first autograph and ours. Prithee, how much of prose or song, in league with the creative powers, shall scape oblivion's broom so long?
As always, our Sophia is quite wise. Yes, just depends on what flavor of Christian you're talking about, you know. It can be a double-edged sword, but hey, remember what Aaron said. Sometimes the enemy of my enemy is not necessarily your friend, but I don't know. That just shows my biases when it comes to the South and fundamentalist religion. Doesn't matter what flavor it is. Usually, yeah. But I really want to address here, you said lying about your issues. I don't want to call it sickness. My best friend, the guy that saved my life when he got cancer. He did. The guy that I spent all day with yesterday. If you just saw him, you wouldn't think that he was a month away from dying if he couldn't eat, because he'd shrivel up and die. You know, he's got wasting syndrome, but he basically lives to live, because that's what he has to do. You know, he works out and stuff. He's kind of, and takes care of himself, as best he can, despite all his issues. So, yeah. I used it. I wrote a poem about him. All right. And I will hear you it's in my videos here. I'll go ahead and get it here. Yeah. Just hold on a second and I will. You want to hear a little bit about my buddy, the guy that my best friend. Don't you just hate? Here it is. This is the poem I wrote about him. Check it out. And you'll understand why the guy's my friend. Yeah, that shows either they were messing with you or they need therapy or they need to evaluate their, I don't know. That's no good. Oh, wrong thing. That's definitely no good. All right, here. All right, here. Let's get some disco dancing going while I take care of.
In cock-wattle sunset or gray dawn, when the dagger points again of longing for what was never home, we needs must turn away from the voices that cry, come, that undersea ding-donging. Dingle-dongle bells and bluebells snap, dragon solstice, lunar love. The wasps are pulling the honey, or the lamp soft on the snow. These are the times at which the will is vulnerable, the trigger finger slow, the spirit lonely. These are the times at which aloneness is too right, when homesick for the hollow heart of the Milky Way, the soundless clapper calls and we would follow. But earth and will are stronger and nearer, and we stay. Dingle-dongle bells and bluebells snap, dragon solstice, lunar love. The wasp circling the honey, or the lamp soft on the snow. These are the times at which the will is vulnerable, the trigger finger slow, the spirit lonely. These are the times at which aloneness is too ripe, when homesick for the hollow heart of the Milky Way, the soundless clapper calls and we would follow. But earth and will are stronger and nearer, and we stay. And these are the times at which aloneness is too right,
again, thou art wise. Yes, that is one you can tap your toes to. Today I am doing Jack. Nothing. I don't know. I might change my mind later, but yeah, yesterday wore me out. It's not. That's awesome there. All right, let's keep it going. Here, Crazy Jane talks to the bishop.
I met the bishop on the road, and much said he and I. Those breasts are flat and falling now, those veins must soon be dry. Live in a heavenly mansion, not in some foul sty. Fair and foul are near of kin, and fair needs foul, I cried. My friends are gone, but that's the truth. No grave, no bed denied. Learned in bodily lowliness and in the heart's pride. A woman can be proud and stiff when on love intent, but love is pitched his mansion in the place of excrement. For nothing can be sold that has not been rent. When on love intent, but love has pitched his mansion in the place of excrement. For nothing can be so low that has not been
Good morning, Kathy, my dear. You going to a lake or pier? Again, this is my shock face. Yes, pictures, please. I miss the ocean. Let's see here. And no, you got here right when you were supposed to. You're never late when we're still playing music, because this is just random Tuesday morning. Oh, here. All right, I think I already played. Ooh, let's go up here. Ooh, yeah, here. Let's do some Swinging Among the Nightingales. Do a little change of pace.
And Apponeck Sweeney spread his knees, letting his arms hang down to laugh. The zebra stripes along his jaw, swelling to maculate giraffe. The circles of the stormy moon slide westward toward the river plate. Death and the raven drift above, and Sweeney guards the horned gate. Gloomy Orion and the dog are veiled and hushed, the shrunken seas. The person in the Spanish cape tries to sit on Sweeney's knees, slips and pulls the tablecloth, overturns a coffee cup reorganized upon the floor. She yawns and draws a stocking up. The silent man in mocha brown sprawls at the windowsill and gapes. The waiter brings in oranges, bananas, figs, and hothouse grapes. The silent vertebrate in brown contracts and concentrates, withdraws. Rachel Nerabinovich tears at the grapes with myrrh's paws. She and the lady in the cape are suspect, thought to be in league. Therefore the man with heavy eyes declines the gambit, shows fatigue, leaves the room and reappears outside the window, leaning in. Branches of wisteria circumscribe a golden grin. The host with someone indistinct converses at the door apart. The nightingales are singing near the convent of the Sacred Heart. And sang within the bloody wood when Agamemnon cried aloud and let their liquid siftings fall to stain the stiff, dishonored shroud.
That one is absolutely lovely. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. But they're all lovely, aren't they? All right. Let's get some dancing going.
If he could know my songs are all for him, at silver dawn or in the evening glow, would he not smile and think it but a whim, if he could know? Or would his heart rejoice and overflow as happy brooks that break their icy rim, when April's horns along the hillsides blow? I may not speak till Eros' torch is dim. The god is bitter and will have it so. And yet tonight our fate would seem less grim, if he could know. Or would his heart rejoice and overflow as happy brooks that break their icy rim, when April's horns along the hillsides blow? I may not speak till Eros' torch is dim. The god is bitter and will have it so. And yet tonight our fate would seem less grim, if he could know.
Yes, this is a freaking awesome one. Uh-huh. I like it a lot too because it's cool. You know, and we're in such a crappy world at times. It's nice to have stuff that's cool, like cool music and cool people to share it with. Let's see, here's something that we haven't heard in a while. I don't know what it is. Oh, yeah, I was going to play this one earlier. Marathon Runner.
If I have run my course and seek the pearls, my psyche fain would drink at Murmullen and rest content in wine and nectar cup. Who knows but that the gods have found me whole, and in their stewardship of man would bless the sweating lover fickle man once knew. I know that I might pull the tendon bands that hold my soul together, I might bend each nerve and muscle, spirit fain would keep, that I might hear the maddening cheers of men who, when the morrow dawns, forget the games and cast instead the dice in marketplace. But I have found sweeter peace than fame, and in the evening dwell on heights divine. Betwixt my lips a rose from Cupid's hands, upon my brow the laurel belvedere entwines from tree beside the throne of Zeus, and flowing from my speech Athene's words, dipped long in wisdom's fount to heal the soul. Did and in the evening dwell on heights divine. Betwixt my lips a rose from Cupid's hands, upon my brow the laurel belvedere entwines from tree beside the throne of Zeus, and flowing from my speech Athene's words, dipped long in wisdom's fount to heal the soul.
That one cuts us off like the ex-girlfriend did. That's one of the ex-girlfriends. Yes, that's so beautiful. And definitely, I think I know which one you're talking about. That really weird performance piece. I think what was more funny was my reaction to it. Yeah, they it's all a scam. It's all a scam to drain more money from you. Now, and definitely ours, safe travels. Safe travels, you know, Here. That's why you chair dance. Oh, yes, that was a beautiful song. But definitely, you better let us know when you get home, too. uh, oh, I amuse myself so easily sometimes. Here. No, here. Yeah, I'll play that one here. It's in this folder because it's part of the best of volume 1. If I'm not mistaken. Where's it? No. Here it is. Missing dates. I think this is the one you're talking about.
2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Slowly the poison the whole bloodstream fills. It is not the effort nor the failure tires. The waste remains and kills. It is not your system or clear sight that mills. Down small to the consequence a life requires. Slowly the poison the whole bloodstream fills. They bled an old dog dry, yet the exchange rills. Of young dog blood gave but a month's desires. The waste remains and kills. It is the Chinese tombs and the slag hills. Usurp the soil and not the soil retires. Slowly the poison the whole bloodstream fills. Not to have fire is to be a skin that shrills. The complete fire is death from partial fires. The waste remains and kills. It is the poems you have lost the ills. From missing dates at which the heart expires. Slowly the poison the whole bloodstream fills. The waste remains and kills. It is the poems you have lost the ills. From missing dates at which the heart expires. Slowly the poison the whole bloodstream fills. The waste remains and kills. Slowly the poison the whole bloodstream fills. The waste remains and kills.
Yeah, I thought that was this one, but I actually ended when I hear this song, because that one is the weirdest thing that we've ever had on the show. That's the weirdest thing, and I can see people in like very stark, very white, very black and white, very black and white, like more shadows in their white faces, white hands, and they're doing all these just like very stop motion stuff. It's very avant-garde. Oh, I don't know. I'll have to get back. I know it was one from one of the early streams, but I've got like, dude, I've got like, I'm approaching 90 shows so far. So, oh, I have to figure that one out. In the meantime, let's go here. Go here. Even if we've already heard it, let's play it again.
I heard a fly buzz when I died. The stillness in the room was like the stillness in the air between the heaves of storm. The eyes around had wrung them dry, and breaths were gathering firm for that last onset when the king be witnessed in the room. Keepsake signed away. What portion of me be assignable? And then it was there interposed the fly with blue uncertain stumbling buzz between the light and me. And then the windows failed, and then I could not see to see. Portion of me be assignable, and then it was there interposed to fly with blue uncertain stumbling buzz between the light and me. And then the windows failed, and then I could not see to see.
Yes, that is definitely a driving song. So if you are operating a motor vehicle, please keep your foot off the gas. Also, because you just want to. And also, this one is one of those hard driving ones too.
Do not suddenly break the branch or hope to find
we're not stopping there.
I'm all alone in this world, she said. Ain't got nobody to share my bed. Ain't got nobody to hold my hand. The truth of the matter's I ain't got no man. Big boy opened his mouth and said, trouble with you is you ain't got no head. If you had a head and used your mind, you could have me with you all the time. She answered, babe, what must I do? He said, share your bed and your money too. He said, share your bed and your money too. He said, share your bed and your money too. He said, share your bed and your money too. Big boy opened his mouth and said, trouble with you is you ain't got no head. If you had a head and used your mind, you could have me with you all the time. He said, share your bed and your money too. Hey, yeah. He said, share your bed and your money too. Money too.
Let's keep it going.
The western wave was all aflame. The day was well nigh done. Almost upon the western wave rested the broad bright sun. When that strange shape drove suddenly betwixt us and the sun, and straight the sun was flecked with bars. Heaven's mother send us grace, as if through a dungeon grate he peered with broad and burning face. Alas, thought I, and my heart beat loud, how fast she nears and nears. Are those her sails that glance in the sun like restless gossamers? Are those her ribs through which the sun did peer as through a grate? And is that woman all her crew? Is that a death? And are there two? Is that woman's mate? Her lips were red, her looks were free, her locks were yellow as gold. Her skin was as white as leprosy. The nightmare life in death was she, who fixed man's blood with cold. The naked hawk alone alongside came, and the twain were casting dice. The game is done, I've won, I've won. Cross she and whistles thrice. Naked Hulk alongside came, and the twain were casting dice. The game is done, I've won, I've won. Quoth she and whistles thrice. Quoth she and whistles thrice. Oh, 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 oh. Quoth she and whistles thrice. Oh, 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 Naked Hulk alongside came, and the twain were casting dice. The game is done, I've won, I've won. Cross she and whistles thrice. Oh, so thrice. Oh, oh, oh. Cross she and whistles thrice. Oh, whistle thrice.
Yeah, that's one of those that needs to fade out. But yeah, that was a good run. Definitely, that's one of the best things about getting home is getting home. Yep. I see here. As ever, our Sophia is quite wise. Definitely. Because I kind of toss and turn too. So yeah. Of course, I kind of have to. Phil sleeps with me so I kind of have to sleep around him. He likes the whole middle eye. But definitely safe travels. Now, sign your true friend is if they'll leave their extra beer at your house when they come visit you. Yeah, but people watching is fun. It's best to have sunglasses on because sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, is that weird ass looking dude looking at?" All right, let's play a few more, and then I'm going to, I don't know, either take a nap or do something, or I don't know. I haven't figured that part out yet, but I know one thing is one of the best things to do is start your day off with some cool tunes. Oh, yeah. The bracelet and grass. This one's a cool one. More like a country song, I think.
The opal heart of afternoon was clouding onto throbs of storm. Ashen within the ardent west, the lips of thunder muttered harm. And as a bubble like to break, hung heaven's trembling amethyst, when with the sedge grass by the lake I braceleted her wrist. And when the ribbon grass was was tight, sad with the happiness we planned. Palm linked in palm, we stood a while and watched the raindrops dot the sand, until the anger of the breeze chilled all the lake's bright breathing down, and ravished all the radiant seas from her deep eyes of brown. We gazed from shelter on the storm, and throughout hearts swept ghostly pain, to see the shards of days we passed, broken and none might mend again. Broken that none shall ever mend, loosened that none shall ever tie. Oh, the wind and the wind, will it never end? Oh, the sweeping past of the ruined sky. And when the ribbon grass was tied, sad with the happiness we planned, palm linked in palm, we stood a while and watched the raindrops dot the sand, until the anger of the breeze chilled all the lake's bright breathing down, and ravished all the radiant seas from her deep eyes of brown. From her deep eyes of brown. From her deep eyes of brown. Oh, from heaven meant, loosen that none shall ever tie. Oh, the wind and the wind, will it never end? Oh, the sweeping past of the ruined sky.
Yeah, I better. It's easy for a couple females to get away with more intense people watching than some creepy looking dude. No. Oh, so let's play a couple more, and then I am going to probably take a nap. Oh, hey, I'm gonna play an original because I want to. This is my 420 poem.
At times I feel the urgent need to write a poem on me. A poem on me.
No, this is not the one. All right, let me find it. Yep. That's not the one. That's not the one. It's in here. This one, I think. I hope.
At times I feel the need to write a poem on weed, but I usually smoke it instead, because it calms my poor head, my innards and pains in my neck. And when life seems a total wreck, I take a very long and deep toke, and when I exhale it's magic smoke. It seems that I'm most usually fine, an interesting poem comes to mind. Be it cliche, so or profound, I grab a pen and write it down. I grab a pen and write it down. I usually smoke it instead, because it calms my poor head, my innards and pains in my neck. And when life seems a total wreck, I take a very long and deep talk. And when I exhale, it's magic smoke. It seems that I'm most usually fine. An interesting poem comes to mind. Be it cliche, so or profound, I grab a pen and write it down. Be it cliche, so or profound, I grab a pen and write it down.
I do not start class for 4 weeks. June 2nd, first day of class. And then I will be going to school until July 3rd. So like a 5-week period. And then there's another 5-week period. I think. Yeah. It's 5 or 6 weeks. And then I'll start in, I think, the 23rd, 24th or something like that of August is when I start the fall. 25th? No, it's July. It's like 22nd. 21st, 22nd is when classes start for the fall. So yes. Today is just one of those days. Yes, O'Hare, airports are good places to watch people. So, what do y'all think of the shows this morning? Just random stuff. I'm going to play one more and then figure out what the heck I'm going to do with myself for the rest of the day. I hope you guys that are traveling, travel safely, because, you know, we like to have a year-round. Yes, we definitely like having year-round because it's cooler. It's a heck of a lot cooler with you guys here. You know what I mean? So I am going to go out with a classic. The Tiger.
Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night. What immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? In what distant deeps or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes? On what wings dare he aspire? What the hand dare seize the fire? And what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart? And when thy heart began to beat, what dread hand and what dread feet? What the hammer, what the chain? In what furnace was thy brain? What the anvil, what dread grasp dare its deadly terrors clasp? When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the Lamb make thee? Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night. What immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry?
yes, please play it loud and in public and in the open. And maybe they'll ask you what it's like this year. That would be cool. Yeah. I guess I'll leave it on that note, my friends, because, yeah. We'll figure out what to do with myself today. Probably nothing. But work on tomorrow's show, because tomorrow will be a regular show. 6:30 in the morning, Central Standard Time. That's 12:30 for you guys in the over there across the pond at GMT, and of course, and so forth. And if you're watching from down under in the evening, of course, so spread the word, please, because you know the more the merrier. Sharing is caring. In all seriousness, thank you for spending almost 2 hours in it. I like that. And I can play more. Yes, if you want to hire me for a party and you're in the Central Arkansas area, I'll come and play it. I got the light machine and plenty of cool tunes. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one. Bye.